Alright folks, coming back at you here again for Ozark Mountain Outdoor Adventures. So I figured I'd just come at you here real quick, do a little bit of a vlog style video on some outdoor nature, wildlife photography. And that was something I kind of started to try and get into in 2024. And it turned out to be an awesome start. I will say that, you know, I've always had a very creative, artistic eye and you know, a little bit of a knack for photography, but I'm still just a beginner. But it is a really fun way to get out in the outdoors when you're not at the fishing hole or you're not bow hunting. You know, I do some small game hunting. I do some coyote hunting as well, and don't get me wrong, that's kind of where my passion is. I like to eat the meat, not necessarily off of a coyote, but you know, we use a lot of the deer meat during the year, so I love deer meat. However, it's not always deer season. Like right now we're in February, as we get snow outside, and just kind of just been stepping right. I mean, I can be adventure time in two minutes, less than 2 minutes, be taking photos, and then come right back in here at the computer, get right into editing. And so I really just wanted to come at you here real quick. If you're looking into getting into some wildlife, nature photography, scenery, you know, the landscaping and such. I'm not just into wildlife photography, macro, those, you know, just photography in general. I'm just trying to get into it a little bit. And I know I'm probably not the only one out there, because there are some videos out there from different creators. I did throw some videos up last year, and just not having very much subject matter out there, content on the topic. It didn't do really well, and I put a lot of time in the editing portion to line up the sequences of the live action with the photos, and none of the photos were edited at all. So it just made it look horrible as well, but it was super fun. I went on a couple of hikes as well and taking these photos. I got some really good bird photography last year. I got a couple of nice photos of some deer during early season off of doing some scouting with Nick, glassing for deer on his property. And so I got some of those. I've also did some people photography for some different events here at the community, and people are hard to shoot. Birds are the hardest because they're small, they're usually a little bit of a distance away. So I know that you know, bird photography is nothing new, and I always thought it was just kind of boring sounding. However, when you get into the technical aspect of it, how small and fast these creatures are, and how of a distance you have to get close up to them to get a good photo, it's pretty technical, for sure. So it's not very exciting as far as getting, you know, like, you don't have to hike 3 mountains over to find an elk, you know, a bird, like you would say an elk. So that aspect is not as difficult, but as far as the technical side of things, these little creatures are fast, and people are difficult as well, because no one, as soon as they recognize that you're taking photos, they shy away, and so do birds as well, man. As soon as they see you, going after them with the camera, they take off. Anyway, I thought I would just come at you here real quick, talk to you about a few of the reasons why I was getting into bird photography. So anyway, you can make some money at it once you establish yourself, as far as maybe some different companies, probably locally is what I would think. Maybe get hired to do some events. So starting on the wildlife is a good way to get familiar with the process, get familiar with your equipment, those kind of things. But really it's more for the personal enjoyment of just getting out, enjoying God's creation, Having, like I said, just getting out here in 2 minutes and in the action. I was just out there. I came back in here, just sat down to talk to you for a minute or two. But anyway, I think I'll just throw some of these photos up here so we can kind of look at them together. I'm just going to kind of throw out a couple of the ones here for 2025 that was really well, and so I have a thing for Cardinals for sure. So I took this photo yesterday. It would have been February 22nd. This Cardinal here. It's a beautiful photo. And so he was pretty close. So my yard isn't too horribly big, but even with the Sigma 150 to 600 contemporary lens on the other side of the yard, I'm already stretching to get that fine detail that you see a little bit in some of these types of photos. You can see here down towards the bottom, you can see the feather edges, you can see his more fine hair-like feathers underneath the chin and the black. You can see where the sun's shining on his back, seeing some of these feathers in the sun. So there's quite a bit of detail here, and that's really kind of what I'm going for, is a very crystal clear image that has a lot of detail in it. Here's a couple that you can see that lack the detail. I'm trying to think here what kind of bird this is, but there's two of them here. Bounce back and forth a little bit on them. Not very much detail in them, but they're on the other end of the yard. So they're probably 20 yards away, which is pretty close as far as deer is concerned. Here's this black and white one, which is probably the best out of the three, just because I removed some of the color. Is really bright yesterday with the sun and the snow. So I got a little bit of a feeder out there, and Mr. Squirrel here, he is all over. I put some more feed out there today, and I'm gonna have to figure something out because they're just, I think there were 6 squirrels back there, and they're just dumping my feed, and the birds aren't getting it at all. So, but that's a really clear crystal. The eye there on this squirrel looks really nice. That was a yesterday photo. Here, this one right here, this female cardinal, I think this was taken yesterday as well, or Friday. I don't know, it must have had to been yesterday as well. A little bit not quite as clear of image. I think this one was a little bit further away. And then this one was a couple weeks ago of this dove sitting on the wire, and it's just a beautiful photo as well. So anyway, I just thought I'd come at you here real quick. I kind of like to keep up the photography, and I don't know how to incorporate it into the video side of the channel, but I put all my photography on Instagram. So you can check out my Instagram page. Let's see what it's titled here. It's just Alan Rubel. Alan Rubel is what it's under. So you can find the Instagram page, but that's basically where I put my photography at. Again, I've got a few little videos here and there on the channel. I might try and incorporate some of these vlog style videos, because I will be doing some photography from time to time. It is a really big camera and setup, so when I take it out, it is going to be the primary camera. I have ran a little bit of video with it, but it is really heavy, and you're so zoomed in with such a small viewfinder that a little bit of movement, I mean, it is hard to keep track on what you want. So I may try and incorporate a little bit more video with it. But anyway, I was just coming at you just real quick, just to say hi. Thank you for all the support. The channel's really growing. Hopefully we can keep moving in the right direction. Bow season's coming around, man. We're going to be having a great fall this year, but I'm looking to do some fishing this summer. Right now we're kind of in between seasons, so we've been gone on a couple coyote hunts, but the backyard photography, the wildlife photography is definitely something that I can see myself doing as I age and get a little bit older. I still got a lot of fuel in the tank, but it is something that you can step out on your back porch and have a venture, enjoy God's creation, get out in the wildlife with your telephoto lens on the back deck and get up into these creatures. So anyway, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.